Your stock is way down. You've been criticized left and right.
But look on the bright side.
I mean, why are you doing this?
Always look on the bright side of life.
Yes, I'm an optimist.
Yeah. But besides that,
Yes, I mean,
how's your day?
what motivates you to do this?
Was the offer good?
Quite a shock to me that there's this level of really hatred and violence from the left. I always thought the left, or Democrats, were supposed to be the party of empathy, the party of caring. Tesla is a peaceful company. We've never done anything harmful. I've never done anything harmful. I've only done productive things.
Hello guys, and welcome to the J Report. In today's video, we're going to talk about how Elon Musk is asking for empathy from the Democrats after he's been losing billions following the Tesla boycotts. You know, it's funny how life works. One day, you're on top of the world, acting like you don't care about anyone, brushing off empathy like it's some kind of weakness. The next, your empire is crumbling, your money is vanishing, and suddenly, you want people to feel bad for you. Oh, Elon Musk, welcome to reality. You effed around, and now you're finding out. For years, Musk has treated workers, consumers, and everyday people like disposable assets. He pushed extreme, hardcore work culture at Tesla, fired people left and right, and acted like empathy was for losers. And now, Tesla's stock is falling. His social media site X, formerly Twitter, is losing credibility, and his association with Trump is only making things worse. Because when you side with someone who is actively harming the people who made you rich, they will turn on you. If this is the kind of content you enjoy, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing so that YouTube may recommend it to a wider audience. And so now, without further ado, guys, let's go straight into this video. But first, let me play you a few clips on this matter, and I'll come back with my commentary. As a side note, all credit goes to the creators of these videos.
So Elon Musk just broke the Guinness World Record for the most amount of net worth lost in a short amount of time. That man is going broke, y'all. He's actually going broke. The boycotts is working. He's going broke. From December till now, which back then he was accredited to being worth almost $400 billion, he has lost half of his net worth. Half of his net worth. Honestly, somebody should have told Elon that anything that attaches itself to Donald Trump is going to result in a bankrupt. And everybody's saying that's the real reason why this man, Elon, was crying on Fox News. He was crying. He's crying because all of his wealth, all of his riches is tied up into Tesla stocks. He bought Twitter with Tesla stocks, meaning if he loses all of his money, he also loses X, which, to be honest, go ahead and bring it back to how it used to be. Y'all can literally go and fact check this. It's right here on the internet. Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla and Twitter, which, by the way, it's really funny how they're not even respecting the fact that he calls it X now, but becomes the first person to ever lose $200 billion from his net worth. His loss was primarily due to a drop in Tesla's share price. We told y'all holding them funds. I told y'all holding them funds was going to make a difference. I told you that this is what's going to make an oligarchy respond. It's going to put some fire under their asses. I told you, taking away their money. That's why Donald Trump was talking about, oh, I'm going to go and buy a Tesla, and was trying to generate, I guess, sales in Tesla, and then also trying to make it seem like, or tell the people of America that boycotting, you understand, Tesla was illegal, that it was unjust. That's the reason why this man is really losing his money. And it's a domino effect, y'all. Do you know how many people have their money tied up into this shit? You know how many people got their money tied up into this? Like elite people that was expecting an expected payout. They was expecting money in their pockets. Yeah. We got to keep on doing what we doing. And again, like I said, somebody should have told Elon that anybody who attaches themselves to Donald Trump, see, his father was the mastermind. Donald Trump, anybody who attaches himself and their business, their company, their integrity to Donald Trump is going to go down. You are going to file bankrupt. You're going to lose your money. You're going to lose your business.
Yeah, I mean, it's really come as quite a shock to me that there's this level of really hatred and violence from the left. Democrats were supposed to be the party of empathy, the party of caring.
So now you want to talk about empathy? Last time I checked, this is what you had to say about empathy.
Mental weakness of Western civilization is empathy.
You see, it's not fun when it's happening to you, is it? Elon, listen. I want you to hold that L. Hold that L. This is karma. You're getting Amazon Prime karma. Some people have to wait, but you are such an important person that we had to deliver your karma same day. Elon, you will get no empathy. We want to see you go broke. We want to see the domino effect that you going broke is going to create, because you thought it was fun. You thought it was fun to make a whole bunch of people lose their jobs. Now it's time for you to lose your job. And maybe this time you will understand how it feels when people are messing up with your money.
So Musk is no stranger to job cuts. He has laid off thousands of Tesla and Twitter employees without warning. Remember when he fired Twitter staff in the most humiliating way possible, locking them out of their accounts overnight? Yeah, he didn't care about their lives or their futures. Well, guess what? Now his money is on the line. Tesla stock has dropped massively and shareholders are losing faith in him. He's losing billions and suddenly he wants sympathy. He's even been begging people to have empathy for him and his company. No, Elon, you don't get to play the victim now. This is exactly how those workers felt when you destroyed their livelihoods overnight. This is what it feels like when people mess with your money. Not so fun, is it? And let's not forget the federal employees who are currently losing their jobs because of Trump's agenda, an agenda that Musk is fully backing. Government agencies are facing funding cuts, mass layoffs are happening in public sectors, and workers who spent decades in service are being thrown out like trash. These are real people with mortgages and other bills to pay, but Musk doesn't care, just like he didn't care when he gutted Twitter. Now, everyday Americans are paying the price for his political games. Musk claims to be a genius businessman, yet he's supporting a man whose policies are actively destroying the American economy. Trump's proposed plans for America are making life worse for millions of working-class people. And let's be real, those are the same people who could have been potential Tesla customers. But instead of supporting progress, Musk is backing policies that are gutting the very people he depends on. Right now, we are seeing proposed cuts to Medicaid and food stamps. Millions of Americans right now are losing their benefits, struggling to put food on the table. There's also the proposal to shut down the Department of Education. Schools across the country are facing massive budget cuts. Teachers' jobs are on the line. Students are losing resources, and the next generation is being set up to fail. How does this help innovation? All right, it doesn't. We're also seeing the dismantling of USAID, which helps HIV patients and provides food and water to poor communities. This means that millions around the world at this moment are losing access to life-saving medication and clean water. Elon supposedly cares about humanity and progress, yet he's fine with this happening. Lastly, there's also the rejection of childhood cancer research funding. The new budget refuses to include funding for childhood cancer research. Let that sink in. Right now, kids with cancer are being left without resources just so billionaires like Musk and Trump can keep their tax cuts.
Well, now you know, Elon, that the tolerant left is not the party of tolerating bullshit from fascists. It's the way that Elon Musk never expected the woke leftist snowflakes to fight back. Tell me how you're supposed to be a genius and you don't even understand your own customer base and the fact that Tesla's success depended on educated, tree-hugging, environmentally conscious, financially well-off, radical leftists. You know, all the things that MAGA voters are not. Elon the genius couldn't even figure out that 1 + 1 = 2 before he arrogantly threw up his hate symbol, pledged allegiance to right-wing fascists, and then went on a mass firing spree, cutting government agencies and destroying thousands of lives in the process, thinking the people were just gonna take it lying down. And now he's on Fox News doing what colonizers do best after they've destroyed people's lives, gaslighting, crying his white tears, and playing the victim. In just 3 very short months, Tesla stock has lost nearly 50% of its value. And since Musk borrowed against Tesla stock to buy Twitter, there's a really good chance that Tesla could go bankrupt, taking Twitter down with it. Make Twitter great again. even Tesla executives have recently dumped 100 million in stock. One of those executives is Elon Musk's own brother, Kimball Musk, who sold about 27 million worth of shares. Also, Tesla investors are now calling for Elon to step down as CEO. We did all of that in just 3 short months.
Okay, so I know I've been on his ass lately, and I'm not gonna stop. But tell me why the top investor for Tesla just issued Elon an ultimatum, telling him that he needs to step down as head of his own company. So Tesla's top investor's name is Ross Gerber, and Ross Gerber went on to say that Elon Musk has absolutely destroyed the reputation of Tesla amid his work with Donald Trump as the head of Dodge. He also stated that Elon needs to step down as the head of the company as its stock prices plunge amid the national, I would actually say global, boycott to Tesla. All right, so this is a direct quote from Mr. Gerber. He stated, "I think Tesla needs a new CEO, and I decided today that I'm going to start saying it." He went on to say, "It's time for somebody else to run Tesla." Do you know how bad it is for the top investor of a company to vocalize to the public that not only the current head has absolutely destroyed the reputation of the company, so it's going to make any people who want to buy the stocks while they're at an all-time low reconsider, but also vocalize to the public that he, as the top investor, has started selling off his shares, getting rid of it before it becomes a bigger loss. Yeah, the boycotts is working. The boycotts is definitely working.
Now, let's talk about Elon's actual problem. The people who made him rich are done with him. Tesla's biggest customer base used to be progressive, environmentally conscious people who believed in clean energy and the future of technology. Now, those same people are walking away, and they're walking away fast. Elon aligning himself with Trump, a man who 2 years ago said nobody wants to buy an EV, makes no sense. So tell me, Elon, who's going to buy your cars now? That's why Tesla stock is plummeting. That's why other EV car companies are swooping in to steal his customers. And that's why Musk is panicking. Oh, and let's not forget what he did to Twitter. Elon claimed he was making it a free speech platform, but in reality, he just turned it into a safe space for right-wing extremists. Misinformation on that platform is running wild, and advertisers want nothing to do with it. Big brands have pulled out. Revenue is down. The app is struggling. And who does Elon blame? Everyone but himself. He whines about woke culture and cancel culture, but the truth is he only has himself to blame for this. For years, Musk was seen as a tech genius, an innovator, the guy who was going to take people to Mars. But now he just looks like another billionaire, out of touch with reality, whining when things don't go his way. He chose to align himself with Trump, a man who is actively making life worse for millions of Americans. He chose to fire hardworking people without a second thought. And now he's choosing to beg for empathy when his money starts disappearing. Sorry, but that's not how it works.
Elon Musk might not care about other people, but decent Americans should. The world's richest man has been trying to drum up sympathy for himself lately. His sales are down, his stock is down. When you pull out a chainsaw to celebrate firing thousands of people, they get mad. It's just my God, I mean, poor guy. You do one, maybe two Nazi salutes, everybody gets all bent out of shape.
Not Elon saying that our biggest problem with modern society is empathy, that empathy is basically a virus that has infested and destroyed society. And then next thing you know, he's all sad and whining because there's a lack of empathy from the left. The party of love and tolerance isn't loving and tolerant to me. See, baby, I think you've gotten it twisted. We are not the party of love and tolerance of all. We are the party of love and tolerance for other people's love and tolerance. Meaning, if you're just trying to live your life and you're not hurting anybody, babe, pop off. Enjoy yourself. We are actually extremely intolerant of racism, linguicism, xenophobia, and more. Or at least that's what we're supposed to be. Calling out what we see as problematic does not make us unkind. It can be done in unkind ways, yes. But just calling out problematic behavior is not unkind. It's simply what we need to do in order to hopefully make improvements to our systems. I try to be nice, I try to be kind, I try to be patient. And actually, overall, I think I am a pretty kind, patient person. But I lose patience a lot with people who are arguing against what I believe should be human rights. My tolerance is for people who aren't hurting people and are just trying to live their lives. Immigrants who are here and working hard regardless of their documentation. People who are trying to learn English, but it takes a long time. People who just want to love who they love and not have the government police that. For women who have to make one of the most incredibly difficult decisions of their lives and just don't want to have the government involved in that. And the list goes on. So Elon, the left doesn't have patience, tolerance, and love for you because you just did everything possible to get the man who is the antithesis of those behaviors and those feelings into office. And now you are using that power that you essentially purchased to continue to try and enrich yourself. So where is the only way that those of us who are normal folks can get back at a billionaire like you? The bottom line.
I thought that the left was supposed to be the party of empathy and caring. Let me ask you all, do you realize why the left, the party of empathy and caring, dislikes Elon Musk? It's because his first act as shadow president was to block the very first spending bill in December, and the new bill that replaced it literally no longer included funding for childhood cancer research. It's that his next act was to dismantle USAID, which for only half of 1% of the budget delivers food and clean water to the impoverished, and does HIV prevention work where it's needed most. It's because his next act was to gut the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which exists solely to help Americans recover money from predatory financial institutions that have defrauded them. It's because his administration is demanding $880 billion in cuts to Medicaid and $230 billion in cuts to food stamps, which are final lifelines for these people who need it most. It's because veterans are getting fired by the thousands. It's because education funding is being slashed, healthcare is being cut, climate initiatives are being cut, and yet Musk himself is somehow benefiting more and more and more from these government contracts. So when Musk wonders why the party of empathy and caring doesn't like him, it is precisely because they are the party of empathy and caring.
Wait, the smartest and richest man in the world couldn't foresee his business crumbling, doing like the most ultimately evil things to people? You didn't think or foresee that there might be a reaction to your actions? Maybe you're not as smart as you really, I never thought you seemed. I just always thought you seemed like a crazy ass fool. But clearly you are. And you're destroying our country and you don't understand people being angry.
So what do you think? Is this the beginning of the end for Elon? Will Tesla survive, or will it collapse under his bad decisions? And most importantly, do you think people will ever trust him again after all this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I would love to keep this discussion going. Otherwise, that's it from me. I also have another video on teachers for Trump and how they're regretting their vote. And if you enjoy such kind of content, please click up here and enjoy. Also, consider subscribing, liking and sharing because it helps me grow my channel. But for now, thank you so much for watching. And until the next time, the Joy Report out.